All right, so the other product that I picked up is the RIDGID shop vac. And in addition to that, I also picked up one of their auto detailing kits. Now, the auto detailing kit, I picked up more for using it as part of my dust collection system. So the hosing and tubing on it is pretty much about perfect to pair up with my random orbital sander, to my circular saw, as well as to my router itself. So that's really why I got this. Now, there are a lot of really cool little attachments in this guy that work great for car cleaning. There's fantastic reviews on both of these components. That's basically why I went with them. It's just that I don't use a lot of vacuum stuff on the FJ. To be honest, I have a small little Dyson cleaner that's more than adequate to clean out the FJ because it's got plastic flooring, it's got plastic panels, and it's got quick dry seats. So between my Dyson portable vac and a Bissell spot clean, that more than adequately covers you know, dirt, mud, or sand, or anything that gets into the FJ, because I'm not trying to dig anything out of carpet. So that's where more suction power would be beneficial. And of course where you would use the shop vac. Now, my late girlfriend's vehicle, it is all leather interior with carpet and flooring. That's where something like this would be more beneficial to kind of get in there if there is dirt or grime that's in that carpet, to basically pull it up, and that's where the power of the shop vac would basically benefit. So, but the shop vac I did pick up, again, mainly for dust collection, so that I can try to keep dust to a minimum as I'm doing some of these projects. So now, the one that I went with does include the detachable blower. That was the biggest selling point for me personally, was that detachable blower. This is offered in 3 different models from RIDGID. One is a 4-gallon version. It's very small, very compact. I almost went with that version. I really did like that one quite a bit. But once I started getting into the thought process of doing dust collection, I was going to need something bigger than 4 gallons because it would just overwhelm me. If you don't plan on using it for dust collection, that 4-gallon is probably a perfect fit. It's very compact and extremely powerful. As a matter of fact, it uses the same 6 horsepower blower that this one uses, so it's powerful in a very small compact. The other version they have, of course, is the 12, which is what this one is, and then the last one would be the 16-gallon. The 16-gallon is a 6.5 horsepower engine, so just a little bit more to it. Realistically, I didn't feel I wanted something as big as the 16-gallon. I figured the 12 was more than adequate for what I was going to be doing. So now, one thing to note, I really feel that the RIDGID and the Craftsman are made by the same company. They're just basically, Craftsman is marketed for Lowe's and RIDGID is marketed for Home Depot. I could be wrong on that, but I really don't think I am. The components between these two are interchangeable, and the design is either exactly the same or just different in the container shape. So for example, the 12-gallon version from Craftsman with the detachable blower is a low profile that's wider, okay? Now, the benefit to that is that it's probably not going to flip over on you as you're pulling it, okay? The disadvantage, and the reason that I went with the RIDGID, at least to me, is that with the taller form of the RIDGID and the narrower tub, I can either, one, get it between the vehicles easier here in the garage because it can be a little bit cramped, and 2, if I am using this for any type of liquid material or anything like that, when the vac stops, all that material is going to go to the bottom, and the filter that's built into this is not going to be sitting in that water. Now, typically you will use a foam cover to go over that filter, or you'll remove that filter and you'll use a foam cover. But either way, that housing is not sitting in the water, okay? And that was actually a bigger thing for me, because when I was looking at the 14, I'm like, that filter just sits almost on the bottom of it. So to me, if you use it as a wet vac function, you're just really going to be ruining that filter. So I decided not to go with that option. The 16 is a clone of each other. The RIDGID and the Craftsman look identical. It's just one red, one orange. So of course with RIDGID you get a lifetime warranty. With Craftsman, I think it's a 2 or 3 year warranty. I forget which. So I really think they're made by the same company out of Mexico for them. So there were some tests that I saw online which were showing the Craftsman a little bit more powerful. And even the AI results will say that. But if you actually go up and you look at the exact same model, so if you look at this one in the blower and you look at the Craftsman version of it, like say, look at the both 16s, you'll see that they have the exact same specs all the way down. So the CFM and everything else, it's all identical. The amperage, everything else. So I don't see how one is more powerful than that. I think when that's coming up, it's testing a non-detachable version to a detachable version. Because between those, I will tell you there is a difference. So for example, the non-detachable 6 horsepower from RIDGID, it's a 12 gallon as well. It's like 5 or 10 CFM more powerful than this one. So it does move a little bit more air through it. But that's not a huge trade-off to actually get a detachable blower that you can use as a leaf blower to move stuff out and just basically get 2 tools in one at that point in time and have a lifetime warranty on them. So that's what I went, and that's why I went with this one. So let's take a look at some of this stuff, see how this goes. I'm hoping to get all this in one shot because it is hot, muggy Texas weather. So of course you'll see it does come with one full bag. Your accessories. Now there will be a like a rubber or a silicone piece that sits on this for better water. I'll get to that one here. Seen some people mention that on some of these can be kind of thin. I will say right here it's kind of thin, but through the unit there's really no flex. But this connection here, the plastic thins out right at this. All right, and this is the detachable blower itself. This next part, I'm probably gonna set the camera back down here. One more attachment. So this one is actually, well, you could use it for, you know, for a shop piece. It's really this one that's designed for picking stuff up. This is actually designed for the blower itself, okay? You'll be installing one of these to give yourself length to put onto the blower and to use it. This is the detachable blower itself. Now, I've not messed with this thing, so that's how easy this thing comes off, by the way. So you're pretty much hooking into here. Yeah, wow. I actually thought on the 16 gallon, oh, I take that back. No, it's the exact same. So this is what you're going to hook up to for the blower. Again, you're going to use this one and then the other piece to it. Now, when it's installed on the unit, they make an exhaust piece for this that basically just kind of helps capture more dust that could be coming out of it. Some people kind of think it's a silencer. It really isn't. It's just designed to just to kind of dissipate that exhaust that's coming out of this, because otherwise when you have this on it, you have a lot of air that's blowing out of this, and it's going to kick dust all around your shop or dirt or anything like that. So they give you, it's an optional item, I think it's about $12, but basically it's just a little plastic piece that installs on here, and then on the end there's like a foam cap, and that pretty much dissipates the air that's coming out of this. So, but you can see, if you were using it, has a blower on, off, just to sit there and move everything. So it's very easy. Yeah. And of course you do get a fine dust filter. The hose itself, I believe this is 7 feet, if I remember correctly. These are going to be all the wheels that go onto it. And this is the other attachment that I was talking about. So this is kind of like a squeegee that you'll attach onto here. Now, since I've not done this before, I don't know how it attaches. I think that's it. And it basically just gives you kind of a squeegee adjustment for cleaning floors. Now, you're not going to use it on something like this concrete, but if you had like a linoleum or something like that, an epoxy floor in your garage, you could use this to basically clean up any moisture and really get it dry. This is just the last thing I'm going to cover real quick. So on the auto detailing kit, you'll get this nozzle for basically getting into corners and edges, the seams along the base plates. This has a little bit of flex to it as well, because this portion is all rubber that's right here. So it gives you just a little bit of flex to that piece. Another standard nozzle, a stiff bristle nozzle, or brush, I'm sorry, a soft bristle brush, downsize. So this will basically take it from the what is it, 2.5 I believe on the RIDGID, and it'll take it down to the size of the actual hose itself. And then also a collar. And this is the quick connect. This quick connect is the exact same on the Craftsman as it is on the RIDGID. This is kind of what I meant by these things can be interchanged between them, which really makes me believe that they're made out of the same plant in Mexico. You'll see that with a lot of different products that are made for Home Depot and Lowe's. Just one company makes both of them, and they just brand them differently for each company. So, but this is really why I bought this. Is this hose itself is going to allow me to hook up to my to all my tools for my dust collection. So that is pretty much everything. to this. Like I said, this was just a basic unboxing, really quick and easy. So hopefully that helps provide information to anyone looking at it.